My name is Aaliyah.
Jada.
Jordan.
And welcome to the Spilt Milk podcast. So let's just get into it. The ride or die concept.
I know.
Wow.
So we put it up on our Insta. We got a mixed response, but I think there was a trend.
There was a trend. And I feel like I keep saying, like, when I talk about it, women, and I don't want to generalise, but I think we need to be really honest with ourselves.
Yeah, I
it
think
is normally women that
just
do
keep
this.
It a book. It is women.
Yeah. I think my first, initial thought when someone says to me, oh, what do you think about the ride or die concept, is... Because I feel like most of us have been there. Like, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've definitely tried to do the most for a man and been shat on to one day be appreciated. And it's just not that. So my initial thought would be, stupidity.
No, I agree. But I will say that I think it's less common than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the term ride or die is not something that older people might know. So it's a new term, but the concept has definitely been there. But I think women are becoming a lot more bolder,
independent
independent.
Yeah.
Whereas saying my grandparents' day, most women were stay-at-home mums. So I feel like the idea of sticking by your boyfriend or your husband through thick and thin was kind of
standard.
It was a way of life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't just get a divorce. You don't just leave. You stick by it, and men will be men, basically. But I think now a lot of women are becoming more independent, but at the same time, I feel like on the flip side, we are definitely breeding a society of young girls who are a little bit too maybe relying on male attention and male gratification.
Yeah.
And I think that definitely contributes to the concept of being ride or die.
Yeah, it's definitely an influence that is out there in media and films of being a ride or die.
Yeah.
And you stick by your man, whether he cheats, whether he goes to prison, whether he commits a felony. It's something that, do you know what I mean, as a woman you must hold down. And that is not necessarily the case now, where it might be somewhat dying out alongside traditions.
Exactly.
As you said, Jada, going back to our grandparents' day where they were married quite young and you'd have your children, you'd settle down, whereas now women especially, we've got more options, we've got more opportunity. We're able to have our own businesses, we're able to work 9 to 5, we can have kids, not have kids, the decision is ours. So I think that the ride or die concept, as much as it is still there, it might not be as predominant or as bold or as highlighted as what it once was.
I feel like as well it's changed. So back when our grandparents were, you stick together, you don't get a divorce. Divorce wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
The concept of it wasn't, it's really made quite known now. Girls like you to know, yeah, my man cheats on me, but he's still coming home to me. So,
that's
he's doing this, that and the other, and he's, getting with you, but you're a side chick. I'm the main chick. I've been there for him throughout everything, so he's coming home to me.
Yeah.
And it's just stop.
yeah.
I don't think our grandparents were doing that. They just, what they didn't know didn't hurt them. Get on, do what they need to do.
The thing is, I think they had shame. Do you know what I mean? Our grandparents had shame. People don't have shame anymore.
And that is the
People
thing.
are very shameless.
Yeah.
I think we need to bring back shame.
I think, do you know what? With shame, I either think you've
Let's
got it
bring
or
back
you don't.
shame.
You've either got it or you
Let's
don't.
bring back shame because...
Seriously.
Are you not embarrassed?
Are you not embarrassed?
Are you not I don't know if you guys saw that video. Did you see that video of that woman and she was talking... I don't know, is she from
about her man who
and she was
cheats
on
her all the time, but as
Yeah,
long as
but
she
if
doesn't know about it.
Oh, listen, that irked my soul. I thought
heart.
you are sending the wrong message and more for you.
Message. And she has a platform.
And so what message are you sending to those people that are following you or might be inspired by you? Not to say that I'm always right, but in that sense, baby girl, you are completely wrong. If you want to be a doormat, that is a you problem. I don't want to be involved.
I feel like she was so way off the mark there, but I felt like she was so like...
She felt like she was right.
She was so, like... I admire her confidence because she was like...
Nobody could tell her
She
nothing.
didn't care. Like, she was like, like... It was almost like it was normal, and I just thought, like...
I just think, what is she getting out of that relationship? She must be getting something out of that relationship. Oh, sorry. I knew that was going to happen, and I just think this flipping microphone is so close to my face.
Surround sound.
Sorry about that, guys. A little bit of ASMR in there for you.
Bit of bass.
Yeah, I just felt like, what are you getting out of that relationship for you to be so comfortable with allowing your man to cheat? Because she literally said, as long as he's wearing condoms and I don't hear about it, then she's fine with it. But even then, like, it shouldn't be a situation where, okay, I'm getting this out of it, so it's okay. Like, it just shouldn't happen. This is what's allowing men and women to cheat. Like, they think that they can do these things because there's women out there like that are allowing them to do it.
Yeah.
And then you get girls that aren't like that, but they're getting treated a type of way because of, you know, standards that have been set by other girls.
I think we need to, like, stop this narrative that men are like these wild animals with no self-control and they have like animal instincts and they just have to do this and they have to do that and like that's just the way it is. Like, no, that's not the case. Like, they know what they're doing.
Of course.
They know how it affects the woman that they're with, but they're gonna do it because that's where, like, you've set the bar.
Do you know what I hate as well? And I see it all the time. It's when men say that because we're animals, we're all mammals, and no one was in what's that word? Is it polyamorous relationships or is it monogamous?
Monogamous is one, like one-on-one.
Let me just one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then poly.
I saw some guy say, we were, it's natural for us to be in like polyamorous relationships because we're not monogamous human beings. We're not monogamous individuals. So like when guys cheat, it's because naturally it's like innate in them to be with multiple women. And also when men cheat, it's not as bad as when women cheat because when women cheat, there's emotions there.
Do you know what? That one gets spun a lot. And to be fair, I do see some light in it, but I also don't at the same time, because I think if you're going to cheat on your partner, you're going to cheat whether you're a man or a woman. It doesn't necessarily mean that you don't love your partner, but it's not something that would represent you'd want in your relationship or something that you would be for. Definitely not. And I don't think you can sit here and say, oh, as you've said, oh, men have an instinct to cheat like they're wild animals, they can't be tamed. At the end of the day, you're a human being and you're an adult. You can and control
you know what you're doing.
From a certain age, you know what's right from wrong. If you choose to do something that is going to impact somebody else or your relationship, then that's the decision that you've made, and the consequences will then, you will have to suffer.
Exactly. And I just feel like the argument that when women do it, it's emotional, and men do it, it's not emotional, like it's just physical. That argument there acknowledges that women are more like emotional creatures.
Yeah.
So then clearly you understand the emotional distress that you're putting a woman
but that logic is
do
not
that.
seen. Do you know what I mean? That logic is not seen. And not to say that it's condoned, but it's not, do you know what I mean? I don't think that point of view where people are thinking, well, you've not seen what you've put that person through and what they're showing you emotionally, and you're not receiving that. So, yeah, it's kind of then a block.
Yeah.
I feel like there's certain things that have to happen for a man to come to that recognition that he's hurting his woman. And it goes back to, like, the topic, the ride or die topic. Like, these women that we've spoken about, like Khloe Kardashian, Emily B, we'll get more into that in a bit, but like they've gone through some like tough shit. And does it really take, in Emily B's case, being like literally beat up,
physically abused,
physically like plummeted, and then emotionally abused, and then her family are dragged into it as well, for a man to be like, okay, yeah, let me go and put a photo on Instagram and do a massive caption and just let everyone know that, you know, she deserves everything that she gets now because she went through all that with me. I just think,
and I think that's sad that in society we think, or women may think, that that is enough to go through all of that, and then an Instagram post with a cute little caption is now rectifying everything, or a ring on your finger, which kind of like brushes everything that you've been through, all the hurt, all the pain, emotionally, physically, mentally, and you can just let that go.
Well, we did the poll, the little question box on Instagram, asking people what they thought of the word or the concept ride or die. So someone said, I think it's a load of rubbish. It's glorifying sticking by someone through thick and thin, aka treating you like shit. Someone said it's similar to a soulmate, person you rely on the most. Someone said my ride or die is my loyal friend or boyfriend. When loyalty is broken, they're no longer ride or die. And then someone said being there for you through the highs and the lows of your relationship. So the highs and lows of the relationship, I hear that, but I feel like
cheating is not a high or a low.
Yeah, no. No. High or a low is someone suffering with, you know, mental health or an illness or death in the family, or something's happened at work. Those are highs and lows that affect a person that will then ultimately affect a relationship, and you work through that together, and those things can split you up.
Definitely, yeah.
But a low of a relationship isn't consistent abuse and consistent cheating.
Yeah.
That isn't a low.
I think that's, for me, where the line is. That's where the line is for me, with being a ride or die. And I just think, like, back to social media again, I feel like now we're in this era of social media, it definitely glorifies relationships, especially like celebrity couples. And it's sort of like you said, it's like a post, a bag, something expensive. It kind of is seen as like, that's what people want now, and like that's what people glorify, and whatever else happens is just like whatever. Like, it's not that important, as long as we look good, and we seem good.
As long as we seem good, that's what it is.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because on social media, you only allow people to see what you want them to see. You're not going to post your lows on social media. Some people would, some people wouldn't. I personally wouldn't. I don't post too much on social media anyway, whether it's a high or a low. But some people, especially celebrities, they have to post their lives because they're fans and people are interested. That's how they make their money.
Yeah.
So then when they go through this turmoil in a relationship, people might know because you've taken down posts. You've now put up that Instagram story saying, oh, I'm now single. And then everyone's thinking, oh, well, what's gone on there? What's gone on there? And that's when it leads to different things as well. So I think having that sense of privacy is definitely lost. And then coming back to the concept of ride or die, especially on social media, people want to portray that, yeah, this is my man, we're together, like ride or die. But a lot of the time, people already know that, oh, but wasn't he doing something with so-and-so?
Yeah.
And, oh, but wasn't he at the club the other week and did I see him da-da-da-da-da?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's quite a crazy thought.
It's just embarrassing. And it's like, oh, no, I couldn't think of anything worse.
No. And I think, leading on to, like, Khloe and Tristan, that whole situation, I feel like, was very messed up. That was mad. I feel like they did Jordan dirty.
Oh,
sorry,
so
I'm just
dirty.
gonna say it. People might disagree,
No, they
but
did.
Yeah.
they did her dirty.
100%.
Kylie,
Wow.
she's done out. I just feel like she receives so much flack. Like, come on, the Kardashians are probably like one of the most well-known families like in the world. all of their like fan base combined on one individual. I mean, forget the fact that Chloe took him back right now. Even at the time, like, I feel like most of like the stick was always on her.
Yeah.
Why is it always on the woman?
I know. I was thinking this on the way here, actually. I was thinking about the Chloe and the Tristan thing. And I feel like it's because it's an easy target. It's an easy target. When you get cheated on, you, like, your whole world falls apart, really. Everything that you've known.
Yeah,
especially if your relationship is, like, in a good place, you don't suspect anything. You get cheated on for the first time in your relationship. First time. So I'm saying it like there's going to be other times after, because it's become so, like, normal. But, like, you get cheated on in your relationship, and the first thing you want to do is save it. Like, I think naturally you want to save it, but you're also torn in your heart because it's like, I can't be with this person, like, they've done me wrong.
Yeah.
So you go to look for the next person that you can take your anger out on that isn't your man, because you don't want to push your man further away anyway. But then, like, it shouldn't even be that case because he's cheated on you.
Yeah.
So you go to the woman and you want to be like, oh, you've done this and you broke up
like,
this.
You seduced
you're
him.
a home wrecker.
Yeah.
You're a
And
home.
you see, and that's what makes me laugh, because at the end of the day, that girl doesn't owe any loyalty to you. Not to say that she should have done whatever, but if you're not friends, if she doesn't know you,
she probably
and
didn't even know
as I'm
this
saying,
ever.
not to say that I condone it and I think it's right, I don't at all. Like, if you know that somebody's in a relationship, you shouldn't go there.
Yeah,
but as a man or a woman in a relationship and you're stepping out, you've now broken the trust and the bond that you two have had. This outside person, they can go about their life and live happy ever after. They don't care.
They
Do you know?
care.
They don't care. So for a woman to go to another woman and say, oh, you're a home wrecker, to me, you look silly, because that conversation that you're having, that big girl energy, take it to your man and stick it on his toes and tell him, listen, you've done me wrong. I don't need to grovel to you or try and prove to you why you should stay. You've made your bed, now lie in it. Hasta la vista, I'm good. Do you know what I mean? Deuces, Romeo done, keep it stepping.
But, like, what do you think about coming to someone as a woman? Have any of you ever come to someone as a woman?
Absolutely not.
You've not?
No.
I have come to someone as a woman. I actually have. I'm sorry. I'm ashamed to say it, but I have.
Do you know what? If you've been there, you've been there. Because
listen,
when
I always say, me and Jordan always talk, and you would always say, oh, I wish I did that different. I wish I did that different. But I always say to you, you did the best with what you knew at the time, and you'll do the best with what you know now.
Yeah.
I used to always look back and think, like, you're so dumb. Like, I used to cringe at myself for the things that I used to say and do. But now I just think, like, do you know what? No, because... And that's what I actually want more girls to do. Like, the shame never lies with you. Do you know what I mean? And you do the best with what you think you know at the time. And that's why... Obviously, I have an opinion about people that want to stay in relationship with people that cheat, but I can't. I always will empathize, because I feel like people think they're doing what is best for them at the time, and I think everyone will come to the realization. So yeah, in the sense of coming to someone as a woman.
I feel like if you're at a place where you genuinely feel like, I need to come to this woman and ask her a question, like, sometimes the intuition and the not knowing but having no evidence can eat somebody up. So I have come to someone and been like, is this going on? And I've been right, and it's settled my mind, and I've taken that info to the person, and there's nothing that they can do about it. I've done it once, I'll never do it again, because from now on I will trust my intuition and just accept that what you know. Someone once said to me, what you know in your head, like what's going on in your head, what you think is going on in your head, and your intuition is telling you, sometimes, well, most of the time, it probably is happening. So, you know, when you break up with someone and you're thinking, God, I bet they're out and about doing this with that person, just tell yourself, yeah, that is happening. Just accept it in your head, because then you just get over it and you move on with your life, instead of like, oh, but what if they're still thinking about me? And but yeah, I just feel like I'd never do it again, but I did do it. I wasn't horrible to the girl, but
no.
it was just like, I need this information.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you do need to know, like you said, just for that peace of mind, because if you think that person isn't telling you the whole truth or they're not being truthful,
Yeah.
and you think, okay, well, maybe I can get this information elsewhere off somebody willingly, like you said, you go back to them, what can they now say? Oh, it's not true, they're lying, but I've got it here in black and white, and what my gut was telling me is now aligned with the information that I've got.
So I also want to say, some women are wicked. I'm just going to put
Yeah,
that out there.
absolutely.
Women
They
I
are.
mean, I know I've just said girls did it, but some of you are wicked still. Like
Yeah,
some
They
women
collude with the men to continue on the affair
Boy.
and lie to your
some
face.
women
It's crazy.
will dead ass look you dead in your face and be like,
What are you talking
no.
And be laughing with your man that night.
No, don't.
Can't. Like,
It's going back. Do you have no shame? Let's take it all the way back.
Shame is free. Like
it's
morals
free.
are free, honestly.
But you know what? I just believe
But
like
karma's free too, so
hey, that's what
do
I
your
mean.
thing, innit?
Boy, tell him again.
You reap what
Do your
you sow. Like you reap what you sow. And I know like we laugh and joke, but I feel like people need to really deep the effects of like cheating. Like
Yeah.
it's not it's actually deep, like what it does to people.
Yeah.
Like so it's mad.
It can honestly send you insane. I've seen it happen to both men and women. And you know what? It's actually turns men crazier than I have seen in my experience women. Like I've seen some good guys get done over by women because women do it too.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
It works both ways.
Like
We
I
know
said,
that.
women can be wicked.
But the men, like, have seen some guys that just lost their heads because it's not happened to them before. I feel like with women, I feel like we low-key expect it now. I feel like I've got to the point where if someone says to me, oh, my boyfriend's cheating on me, I'm not surprised anymore. Like,
And that's
it's not,
just sad.
and it's
How
sad.
sad is
When
that?
you
I'm
deep
not
that,
surprised.
that's actually sad.
It's just like when someone says to me, oh, me and my boyfriend were together like 3 years, we split up. I'd be like, why did he cheat on you? Yeah. And it's like the first thing I ask is, did he cheat on you?
Cheat on you, yeah. And that's crazy. It shouldn't be. That shouldn't be the case, should it? To be like, oh yeah, he cheated. But that is sometimes the mindset that we have in that outlook because it is so normal now. Do you know what I mean? It's normal. Oh, why did you break up? Oh, somebody cheated.
Yeah, which is like what Cardi B said when it was all going around about what's his name? Future?
Offset.
A girl said Future. I was thinking.
What's some respect?
No, but I won't put respect because
respect is earned, not given, and he ain't really.
Do you know what I mean? Onset, offset, take on, whatever, take off. I don't care. Like he's a tramp, but yeah, she said someone was commenting on her post about him cheating, and I don't know. They must have said something like why are you like still with him, like da 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 da. And she basically replied in essence and said, like, every man cheats. Like, what do you want me to do? Break up with him? Like, get a divorce every single time? Like, it's going to happen. Like,
I don't believe that statement. I don't believe every man cheats and I don't believe every woman cheats. And I think that if somebody continues to stay in a relationship where they have been cheated, that is the decision then that they have made
more for them, then.
To move forward. Some people could say more for them if the person is trying and proves themselves and sticks to, they own their faults and flaws and said, do you know what I did was wrong. I am truly...
Okay, so I have a question for you. Sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
Do you think once a cheater, always a cheater?
I did this poll actually on my story, like quite a long time ago now. Obviously, the results came out that yes won the majority. I still don't know where I lie.
I don't, because I've seen people that have, somebody has cheated on their partner and then they've agreed to stay together, the person has forgiven them and they have gone on to be happy so far. You know, you never know what can happen, but they've gone on to have a long, happy relationship.
I feel
so
like
I don't know.
I feel like if the person has cheated in every relationship they've been in, yes. Because there's some people that they've been in relationships and there's just one relationship that they cheated in and that was it. Like they learnt their lesson.
Yeah.
Not saying it's right, but They know they've seen the hurt it's caused. They'll never do it again.
Never do it again. Yeah.
But then there's some people that they just can't stop.
Yeah.
Like every
It's like
relationship they
embedded in
cheat.
them.
Yeah. They can't help themselves until they get to an age where they're like, 50s, and they actually can't do it anymore because they probably physically can't do it anymore. Like they need to slow down. No offense. There's some very agile men in their 50s, but I feel like when you get to like 50s, 60s, that's not on your mind anymore. Like your family and the rest of your life is on your mind, whereas some men, they can't help it. Like whilst they're still young and they've got the energy in them to be going with this girl and that girl, they'll do it.
I don't know, I still think in their 50s they've still got it. Look at the uncles in the clubs that try and move to you. Like, I think, listen, these not like the game does not die. Like, if you're in the game, you're in the game. Like, until you want to hand in your retirement badge, probably come death's door.
Them ones with the boot cuts and the pointy shoes and the shirt.
Listen,
Oh
come what June 21st when things reopen, you watch how many uncles we're seeing out with their boot cuts and the snake boots.
Come for that comment now. It'll be all I get in the club now will be someone's granddad.
Do you know what I mean?
You're right.
At this rate, probably someone's dad. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly.
I know.
And remember, we've been in lockdown for a long time, so people are gonna start moving mad.
I'm not taking part this year.
I
don't want
do
any
you know what?
part.
Everyone's gonna be watching this like, are you joking me? Yeah. No, but I feel like I was so on it. I've realised I'm becoming really introverted, and that people are not going to get that because I'm a very like bubbly, open person. But recently I've been invited to things and I've just not wanted to go. I'd rather go to bed, and I don't know what it is.
That's you.
But I really want.
me.
But I really want to go out. The thought of going out initially, great.
It's all the thought is always better than
Then
the
it gets
actual
to it.
execution of going
Then it
out.
gets to it, and I'm like, my bed is there.
Yeah.
And it is calling my name.
Do you know in your head when you're hoping the people cancel the plans?
Oh
and
my
you're thinking,
days! Have you ever had someone cancel and you're like, oh no?
Yes, thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Honestly.
Sorry to my friends there.
No,
No, sorry, I love you all.
But I have got events lined up, and I will be going, girls. Like, don't get it twisted. I'm going to attend, but I think if it's something I feel like it's going to be forced, I've learned to say no now. In the past, there's been forced motives, and I've literally been like, yeah, I'll come, and I've been in the club like I want to go home.
Yeah.
But did you answer the question about once to cheat, always to cheat?
Yeah, you didn't answer, Jordan.
Did I not?
No.
Once a cheat, always a cheat. I'm with you guys. I can't necessarily say yes or no, but it's going back to like what you've said. If a person has cheats in every relationship that they've been in, then yeah, I think it's something that is then embedded in that person. They just think it's a normal thing to do. Whereas some people can cheat, like Aaliyah said, make the mistake and think, wow, what I've done to that person, I've broken their heart, and I'd never want to see them in that state again. I'd never want to cause that pain or hurt to anyone. And do you know what I mean? You'd work towards proving your trust, your character, and who you stand for and what you stand for as a person, and work on it and move forward. But I guess it depends on the person and their mindset, and if they truly want this relationship and value it enough. Because if you do, you can definitely make it work. But if not, then yeah, just let that person go and let them find their blessing.
What do you think is like cheating? Do you think
Anything that the person feels they need to hide? So if there's some texting going on,
that's cheating?
I feel like if the texting is inappropriate and it's causing you to feel a type of way about this person and it's making you think about going to bed with them, you're cheating. Why are you speaking? Like, that doesn't need to be happening. It's inappropriate. You shouldn't be texting someone and then fantasizing about going to bed with them when I'm lying next to you. That is cheating.
Yeah.
Just because you're not physically doing it, in your head it's already there. So what happens then if you meet that person by accident
bump into
or
them
you
on a
bump
night
into
out?
them? That's how the ball starts rolling. It started. So that for me is cheating. What about you guys?
I'm in agreement.
Yeah,
I
I'm in
think
agreement as well.
anything that you would not be proud or you would not be willing to do in front of your partner's face, any, like you said, the moment you feel like you need to hide something,
that's it.
you there's conviction, like,
Yeah.
in your flipping, like, spirit. Like, you feel convicted, and I think from the moment you feel convicted, you're being dishonest and you're being disloyal, and I think that's where
the line is
that
drawn.
is where the line is drawn for me.
I completely agree, because I think if you're not asking yourself or saying to yourself, would I be happy or comfortable if the shoe was on the other foot and this was my partner, then do you know what I mean? Don't do it. I think that even if you have to ask yourself that question, don't do it. Do you know what I mean? Because you should know within your relationship and within yourself, like, where your loyalties lie, and know that, okay, this is going left and it doesn't need to go left. Let's bring it back and dead it, and let me be thankful for what I've got. But I think it's going back to social media and things. People just have too many
Everyone's
options now.
accessible now.
Yeah, everyone is accessible
now.
and that's it.
Yeah.
All somebody needs to do is slide in the DM, like a picture, and okay. Do you know what I mean? You see the nice car on the gram, you see the rollie, you see and everything is very much materialistic. No.
Do you think it's appropriate?
It depends on what the picture is. Like if it's somebody in a bikini,
With
then
the batty out.
with the batty out,
Okay.
then no, I wouldn't necessarily think that that's appropriate.
What about a comment?
Oh no!
A comment.
What are you commenting for?
Yeah, what are you commenting for?
No.
What if it was a comment like, nice,
Nice.
And
You joking me?
Are you all right, babe? Are you all right?
Listen.
Nice.
What if it was like a fire emoji?
A
fire emoji.
Where are you going with this?
Or a peach emoji?
No.
Listen, no, absolutely not. Why are you commenting? The only comment that you need to be is under my section. Like, if that's what you're doing, then it's under my pictures. I don't think...
Like, with the liking thing, I have boy mates that like my photos, and I've often wondered how their partners would feel, but I feel like if that partner knows what it is with her boyfriend and the girl, it's not that bad. Like, if they're friends,
Yeah.
I feel like if you, I don't know, it's
Context
a hard
matters,
one.
yeah.
Context definitely matters, and I think that if you've been introduced and you know what the friendship it was beforehand, and it wasn't anything, there was no physical attraction, nobody's tried to move to each other, there's been no physical contact, then I think, okay, that's fine, because you are friends and we can all then chill together. I don't have to feel worried and things like that. But if there has been, do you know what I mean, that, we've kissed one time, or, like, we used to go out back in the day, or like that now is very, untoward. Like, me personally, I'm not for that. You shouldn't fancy your friends.
The best thing that Instagram did was take away the section where you can see who's liking what, because it saved a lot of arguments, a lot of pain.
It definitely does save arguments, but me, I like to pre.
Oh, I can't. Do you know what? I'm the kind of person that it will come to me if it's meant to come to me, because I would pray all the time.
Go searching,
I used to go searching, and I found the worst ish.
That's what people need to know. If you take that step to go looking for something, you need to mentally prepare yourself for the worst.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people go looking and then they wind up hurt, and it's like, who told you? You shouldn't have done that. And I'm with you. Like, I was that person that would like go looking for stuff. Like, not even just in relationships, like sometimes I would just find myself like expecting the worst out of like all different outcomes, like being like really negative. But I'm not like that no more, and I just feel like what flows. Do you know what I mean? And what doesn't.
Do you know what I also think as well? Like, if you feel like your intuition is telling you that something's going on, then that for me is enough. Like, I feel like I've got to that place now. I feel like if my intuition is telling me that something's going on, then more times something's changed, the energy's changed.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the past, that would be what spurs me to go looking. Like, I'd get this feeling like something's not right. So then I'd be sat at home and I'll think, okay, let me just like have a look at this.
Let me find it.
And then I'd find something. But you know when you find something and you can't say something because how you found it is so wild. Like,
oh my God.
It's like, you actually went searching.
How do you tell the person that I know that this has happened, but how I found out is a bit crazy. I didn't want to put that word out there, but...
Yeah, but that then brings me back. I feel like that's like semi like manipulative on the other person's part. Do you know when like someone goes through someone's phone, yeah, and they see something that's so wild, like madly out of order, basically that their partner's cheating, and then the person's like, we shouldn't have gone through my phone. That would send me over the edge.
I think that
because
absolute
in my head I know, yeah, I shouldn't have, but I mean,
what do you feel about going through phones?
No, I don't think you should do that.
I don't agree with that.
I don't think you should do that. And I feel like probably everyone has done it.
Oh, I've done it.
I've done it. But you shouldn't do that because bottom line is everyone's entitled to
their
privacy. There's things in there that your partner might not want you to see, and not even like a cheating thing, but they have their own private conversations with family, friends and whatever. And I think it just breeds really unhealthy habits. Like,
it's control.
It is a level of control, and it's I think it's intrusive, and I just think, like you said earlier, just sometimes just the thought of wanting to do that, or the thought of feeling like you need to, that alone should make you think like, okay, well maybe I need to rethink like what's happening.
And I think that's where people should have a conversation with themselves, because if there's no trust in the relationship as the foundation, it's never gonna grow. How are you supposed to move in with this person, be happy with this person, marry this person, if there is no trust in the relationship? Because you feel that, I need to go through my man's phone. He's gone for a shower. Let me quickly just check his Instagram. Let me quickly check his like group chat with the boys. Absolutely not. I think, like you said, everyone's entitled to that like place of privacy and having their own space, but having the trust in the relationship, knowing that I know my partner's not doing anything untoward, because we have that trust.
I feel like as soon as you start doing the whole checking his phone, you shot it.
Yeah.
Like,
you're done for.
As soon as you both start doing that, I'm not...
Yeah.
It's hard to come back from that, because number one, you could see some things that you don't want to see, and then you've got to have the conversation about why you felt implied to go on their phone anyway. Because imagine if you literally have no intuition that something's going on and you just want to be nosy.
Yeah.
And you go on their phone and you're looking through and you see something, a conversation maybe in a group chat or a message to a girl, and then it's like, he's now going to do the manipulative thing, or she is going to do the manipulative thing of, why did you go on my phone in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, we're in a good place, so what have I done to make you feel that you should go on my phone? And then you've got the whole of a ball game of, I found something.
Yeah. So it's, you've got like the 2-in-1.
Yeah.
Which is just a lot.
Oh God, it gives me a headache to think about it.
Honestly, it is a lot.
I think it's stressful. Like,
relationships are stressful.
They
are stressful.
They take a lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of compromise. A relationship is really, I don't want to say it's all about compromise, but a lot of it is compromising for your partner and making sure that you're both happy within the relationship and getting what you want out of it. Because if not, then what's the point? Like, you might love somebody, but is love enough?
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's not. Love
not
is
nowadays.
Not enough.
Because my nan always says to me, and she might watch this, so hi Nan. My nan always says to me, "You're too fussy." Every time we speak, have you got a boyfriend yet? Are you in a relationship yet? How's the love life? It's really annoying. No offense, because it's just like it's hard out here, but it's not like how it used to be. She always says, "Well, you're too fussy." When I first got with Grandad, I didn't really fancy him, and now look at us. It's like, I don't want to settle. Like,
no.
It is a lot harder nowadays, and it does go back to the accessibility thing. I feel like I don't want to settle for something that I'm not 100% in.
Yeah.
Because it's a big commitment to make. Yeah. Let's be realistic to say, this is the person that I want to be with. Because if you're in a relationship, let's be realistic, the long-term goal is marriage, family, settling down. So if you're not ready to make that commitment, or you can't see that long-term with this partner...
But you know what? I seen a tweet the other day, and this girl said, like, somebody put, like, I'm dating to marry. If you're not dating to marry, like, don't speak to me. And then somebody quoted that and was like, the problem is that too many people are dating to marry.
But are they?
When you should date to just be happy. Because that's what makes people stick in relationships, because they're obsessed with, like, what could be rather than what it actually is.
Do you think people are dating to marry nowadays?
I don't.
No, I think they just say they are.
Yeah.
I think they just say they are. I don't think people are dating to marry. I think they just say they are. People are dating to post on social media. That's what I think.
Yeah, definitely. But I asked the question a lot. You know, what do you think about marriage? Do you want to get married? And less and less people want to get married.
Yeah.
I know.
And it's so sad. I want to get married.
I want to get
married. I'd love to get married, but I think it's like the generation that we're living in. I think that traditions are slowly dying out in culture and Western culture, everything. It's definitely dying out, and people, I think, are happy being together and not necessarily having the ring.
It's the label.
Yeah, and having that label. Some people are more than comfortable living together, having children together, but I don't have to be married and have your last name. Because a lot of women now aren't necessarily taking their man's last name.
I don't think I will. I will double barrel
I want
it.
to double barrel my name.
I've already got a double barrel, so that would be a Mazzolini. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing too much at this point. Let me just take my man's name and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want a double barrel name.
And why is that? May I ask that question? Why would you have a double barrel? Why would you not be inclined to take your man's name? Is there any particular reason?
I'm just really proud of my last name. Do you know what I mean? I'm proud of my family, so I want to keep it in there.
Yeah, that's my reasons. I want my kids to have my family name as well as their dad's family name. I don't know. I just don't want... I don't know. I feel like that's like getting rid of my identity. Like, I don't have my name anymore. I feel like I'm not myself. I need, like, my name. Do you know what I mean?
It might change as I get older, and you know, but now.
Yeah, because when you're married, you're like, oh, you're gonna be like, I don't hate your name. I don't care. Like,
yeah.
So it might change.